Ooh, Chonny sharing that he's lost 30 seconds on both Larrys so far. That's tough, but it's part of the game. It's tough stuff. Yeah, you really hate to see it. You truly do. All right, 4 new runners popping up here. Killing Pepsi, Owning Death, chriss97, and I forget who I said for the fourth person. Oh yeah, chonny24. Mixture of old and new runners again, kind of like last time. Killing Pepsi has been doing mostly known for 106 run. Trying their hand at any percent here. Owning Death, OG runner. I want to say 2014, 2015 times. Derusting, I think specifically for this tournament, which is really cool. chriss97, I believe, was in the last tournament as well, quite well. So we'll be excited to see how he does. And chonny24, again, that Super Meat Boy Forever runner. Also, I believe a sub 20 holder in this here video game here. All right. Runners are popping up. I love seeing just, the PBs that are coming out already. We have Beetlejuice getting a big PB, the 21:57, I think. People are doing very well. I don't think we've seen the time over 25 minutes yet. I think with that last one, I think C-Man Calzone got another 24. So great consistency from C-Man Calzone. We have a top 11. This is very exciting here. I think top 8 is going to be anybody's game potentially. You could see a lot of twists and turns here as we go. Making sure we get Chris's stream up. I believe there's another chriss97 on. I don't know what the odds of that are. Just kind of stream up here. GL on round 3 to all the runners, yeah. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be good. I think, kind of like the last race, we're gonna see some pretty tight action here, probably sometimes Tina. So this is, again, anybody's race to win here. Out of this group of 4 to take this. Maybe Owning Death based on experience, but it's really a toss-up at this point. DL, hey, GG's again, Nowdy, for making it. I think we made it 2 rounds in. It's awesome. Good work. Okay. Making sure everybody's jumping in here. I think we're missing, looks like 2 folks. Tournament style is great. Yeah, it's very fast paced. Okay. Oh, we have Bree just waiting to join the race time GG. I think once Bree joins, yep. Once Bree and Squeeze get in, I think we'll be ready to go. Round 3. Yeah, it moves fast. I mean, it's very exciting. I think something that speedrunning has had kind of an issue with for a long time. Tournaments that go on for months and months and 2 days. Because we don't do this very often. I think we're doing this like roughly twice a year. So, it's nice. It's if you have a weekend open, you just want to get some Meat Boy practice in. You have a time under 25 minutes, you can jump in and do it. It's great. And it looks like everybody's in for the race time GG. Round 3. starting in just a second. Super Meat Boy Forever any good? If you like auto runner style platformers, I think it's a very good example of that type of game. It's not another Super Meat Boy. Depends on your style. Yep. Depends on what you want to get out of a platformer. There's a lot of nuance to that platforming in that game. Given that I think it's like a 2-button game. There's a surprising amount of depth to it. So it doesn't have obviously the movement nuance of the first one, but there's still people who are very passionate about it and enjoy quite a bit of the speed game. And as a casual playthrough. I have heard that it's a thumb shredder. Yep. And the race looks like it's in progress here. We should be starting in a second. Alright, we're off. Round 3. Here we go, folks. Top 11 action here. Again, we have 7 runners off stream. We'll be seeing I think Pinkmo and Silver Snake in the next round here. I think that might be the only 2 folks left who we haven't showcased yet. Could be wrong about that, but in any case. Here we go, round 3 again. We're in the early game. We're doing Forest. Very simple introductory chapter. We're not going to see too many flubs here, if any, right? Especially because we're showing off some more seasoned runners at this point. These folks know what to do. They've done this chapter hundreds and hundreds of times. So I think we'll see pretty good command of this chapter starting out. You see Owning Death going for an auto jump strat there on 111, using the walk on the left there to get up there a little sooner. Stuff so far. And we didn't talk about this before, but we do have an exit here on 114. 115 is just kind of a long, so we pass on that one in favor of doing 16 through 18 instead. So slight kind of route variation as opposed to just doing 1 through 17. Ooh, death on 118 for Owning Death. It's a small one though. Those are tiny deaths. They do happen. It's a 2-second level, right? So you have to kind of think fast and jump at the right time. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. But no big deal. Again, really small stuff compared to some of those later deaths we can see in Rapture and End, which can absolutely devastate your final plan, depending on how things go. All right. So, like we predicted, no major shakeups yet. Just kind of getting through this first chapter here. Pretty straightforward platforming. And it'll be interesting to see kind of coming up here who goes for what, right? I think we'll see all these runners go for Chad Skip. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, unless we're just kind of playing it super safe, right? But I think all these runners are going to be going for that 5-second time saving the boss. Ooh, Owning Death dying at the end of 2-1. That's kind of a longer death. That's maybe 6 or so seconds. It's tough. You have to land on the very kind of like edge of that last platform. Kind of an awkward jump. So very easy to die on that stage. You do see it kill some runs sometimes, which is very frustrating because you get out of Forest and you're like, all right, I'm gaming, and then first level of the next chapter, and then you're like, I am no longer gaming. Kind of unfortunate, but it does happen. Original soundtrack or PlayStation version? Commentator preference is original soundtrack. However, I think there are some bops on the updated soundtrack. Dark Hospital and Dark Factory are great. Okay, Pepsi looks like they're out in front right now by just a couple of levels. Early lead from Pepsi. Okay. And we're dealing with fan physics again, right? So fan physics are pretty stable in this game, but you know, one wrong move, if you go a little bit too close to them, you can just say hello to the saw blades and try again. So you have to be careful with these stages. We're unlikely to see too many major fails from these folks. It's pretty smooth. Smooth level times here. Pepsi is struggling a little bit at the end of 214, but no biggie, no biggie. Okay, owning death looks like a little bit of time loss there happening on 214, but powering through. Again, some of these levels are just really tough to do optimally, right? So you can lose like a second or two here and there just to not making it to bandage girl right away, or right, kind of like messing up your position on the jump. Things like that can add up really quickly. And that's, I think, where we're most likely to see time loss at this level of play. Alright, Pepsi's the first one into Chad. Let's see if they go for Chad skip. Keepers gets Chad skip. Alright, first one out of Chad. See how the other racers do. Chonny gets it. Owning gets it. Chris unfortunately does not get it, but looks like he maybe didn't go for it. Looks like maybe just playing it safe, like I'm not going to risk losing 15 seconds to this boss, like chillin', right? Which is a respectable move, right? You do have to think about the fact that you're racing other people, right? And you want to make some calculated decisions, right? You don't want to necessarily go too many risks, right? And then cost yourself a bunch of time, right? Are you thinking about low death counts, right? Because dying is the most costly thing you can do in this game, and fast traps when possible. Okay, factory time. Pepsi coming up on 3-7 here in just a second. We did see Crew go for that very fancy strat on this conveyor. Let's see what Pepsi does. Pepsi playing it safe. See what Owning Death does and Chonny. Are they going to go for the fast strat? They're synced. That's cool. Alright, nobody getting the fast strat. Crew just kind of popped off there on that level last run. That was very exciting. Yeah, nobody getting the optimal skip there, but that's to be expected. It's very precise. Pepsi holding on to a lead right now, just over the other runners by a couple levels or so. The stream is to be believed. I do believe the stream. Okay, we're going to see these runners skipping 12 and 13. We did see some of the runners go for 3-13 earlier in the tournament. I think from here on out we'll probably see most of the racers, if not all of them, skip bend in favor of doing this 3-11 to 3 route instead, skipping 12 and 13. Let's see if anybody gets mono. Pepsi decides not to go for the skip again, taking a calculated decision there. Owning going for mono and gets it. Oh, and Chonny too. Nice sync on the two of those runners right now. Looks like another race for second emerging between Owning and Chonny. Let's see how they do with 318. Who's going to go for what here? Owning goes for it and misses it. That's going to be potentially a big opening for Chonny, who gets it. It saves the 6 seconds over Owning. That's huge. Big opening for Chonny there. Big opening. That level is really tough. You have to do a very precise jump on the right side wall there, with the saws approaching you, and if your timing's off by just a little bit, or you think too hard about it, it's very easy to fail that. And then, you know, if you're going for PB attempts at a high level, your run's just kind of over at that point. See if anyone gets mono. Yep. Not the disease. Not to be confused with mononucleosis. We're talking about the level. Alright. Everybody's in hell. I'm in hell, you're in hell. The runners are in tournament hell. Let's see. All right, it looks like Pepsi maybe tried to go for Hex there, but failed. Maybe they just wanted to try it once, just to kind of taste, you know, that feeling of getting the strat. Owning going for Hex. Oh, fails it. Chonny not going for it. What does Chris do? Chris is waiting. Smart move. Again, if you're thinking about like tournament strats, like what am I doing to like minimize my possible death counts, right? So Chris playing it safe and probably better off for it. Probably better off for it there. Right. This is great. We're starting to see some swag strats kind of coming into play. Jake, though, I believe might be going for double rickets, this 4-7 level that the runners just did with the crushing saws. So, I don't know, maybe we'll see some like meme double rickets action going on. That's a really, really ridiculous skip that nobody in their right mind should go for unless you're going for like a world record, but yeah, it's a very cool skip. We'll see if we happen to see it this tournament. I would not be surprised if we don't see it. But you never know. You never know. People try to throw out the memes during these races every once in a while to see what sticks. Pepsi still just barely holding on to a lead here, which they've been doing for most of this race. I really have not seen Pepsi falter too frequently here. I think it's kind of punch for punch. You know, Pepsi makes a small mistake than the others do. So this is close. This is pretty tight. Okay. Let's see how Chonny does on 414. Fun level with the lasers again. One of my favorites in the entire run. Going under that laser, really, really tricky. You have to do a very light tap jump there so that you don't end up falling from the lasers. It's holding on. First into Little Horn. Big shot Pepsi. Alright. And, yeah, pretty close race. Again, it looks like, again, another race for second at the moment, maybe, but, you know, a couple deaths and everybody could be back into this. Kind of like what I was expecting, honestly. You know, this is a very close race, just a few seconds separating each of these runners. Great. Quick sip of water here on Little Horn. All you gotta do is just wait and jump a couple times. Where are the horns, Little Horn? Great question. Maybe the bumps that pop up on its head. But yeah, truly, Little Horn does not seem to have horn. Oh, Little Horn's in Isaac? I didn't know that. I haven't really... Alright, killing Pepsi. So interesting thing with 5-1 there, we do see that white flash at the start of 5-1. That's actually left over from the boss fight. So you see on Chonny's screen, the white screen starts to fade, but we skip the cutscene before the white screen finishes fading all the way, right? So then we see it kind of appear at the start of 5-1, which is extremely inconvenient, as you might see for one of these runners here. You really can't see where you're going at the start of this level. Really can mess up your position. Go off of the ledge 5-1. Again, you can't really see where you're going when you're kind of trying to pass through those saws. So that's just kind of a really tough aspect of this run. You might see some runners going for 5-2 and actually skipping 5-1 because 5-2 is just a little bit easier to start. A little bit less risky. Alright, got some repulsor action going on 5-3. I think Larry, for all of these racers, nobody is so far ahead. And actually, Chris looks like he's catching up a little bit to Pepsi. Oh no, Pepsi misses the key on 5-7. Again, that designed soft lock. You cannot clear the level if you miss that key on 5-7. Pepsi, unfortunately, has to just do the whole thing over again. That is, that's brutal. But it happens. Happens all the time. And really nothing you can do about it other than... seeing a route divergence here, Chris and Chonny going for 5-8, Pepsi going with the optimal route and 5-8, which might give them a small second or two advantage here and there. Nothing too major, right? This is, you know, you can really do most routes, you know, most established routes in this chapter, and you're very likely to not lose a substantial amount of time, depending on what you pick, as long as you just don't do 19 and 20. Okay, fun level here on Pepsi's screen, 511. Gotta use a repulsor to get up there. Let's hopefully not see any warp zones. Did see a warp zone last time, which cost Jay a good amount of time, but Jay was able to hold on and finish ahead of some of the other racers. But seeing people enter the 512 warp zone, it does happen. So you'll see Chonny there just kind of carefully dancing around it. It's that tiny purple circle that you can barely see. Very easy to fall into it accidentally while you're taking that top route. Okay, let's see if Chonny goes for Chonny jump. Chonny goes for Chonny jump, yeah, 514. Uses an auto jump there to get good positioning there and just do this level really safely and reliably. Alright, looks like we're winding down here on our Rapture action. In this third round of the Meat Boy Knockout Tournament. We will have 9 runners after this race. So we'll have a top 9, starting with 15. Okay, Pepsi, again, just holding a slight lead throughout this entire race. Pepsi is going to try to go for what looks like a 2-cycle strat here, but dies, unfortunately, to Larry. He's going to go for the 2-cycle again, so you can skip a cycle by pause here. On level entry. Pepsi gets it, I think. I think that was maybe a 2-cycle after the death, I want to say, but I was kind of watching some of the other folks as well. Nice sync going on with Chris and Chonny. Uh-oh. This will be interesting. Oh, Chonny just 1 cycle ahead of Chris, maybe? Yeah, Chris still waiting. Yeah. Yep, Pepsi gets the 2-cycle after the death, confirmed. That's great. That's huge. That's going to expand Pepsi's lead even more. Not quite out of the woods yet. Chonny could still potentially catch them. With a long death, right? Because End has a bunch of long deaths, especially this one that Pepsi's on right now, 6-2. If you die at the end of this, it's like 20 seconds lost. It's a real possibility. These saws at the end have been known to destroy people. But Pepsi makes it through no problem. Again, just very consistent performance all around from Pepsi. Pepsi also known for other precision platformers, the game Fly Wrench. They have a top time in that game as well. And I think they've also done Tori 3D runs recently, which is a cool 3D platformer game. Alright, let's see how everybody's doing here. It looks like Pepsi's first into Owning Death on 6-2, just a little bit behind. Chonny entering 6-4, and then Chris on 6-1. Okay. So we'll see how things land here. We're going to be watching for any deaths here. Any death here is going to... Pepsi gets Omega. Clear sailing through all of the end there. Very well played. Okay, Chonny's next up on Omega. Let's see how he does. Chonny taking his time, gets it. It's always a little bit scary when you see runners stall there. You're like, get it? Are they going to bonk? It could really go either way sometimes. But just kind of wanted to make sure that there was no momentum built up there, really taking a second to gather his thoughts, it looked like, and got the strat. Well done. Then Owning Death's going to be next up on Omega. Chris on 6-4, not too far behind owning. Still potentially in the running here, depending on what Dream do. Again, we do have a few other runners who are also running at the moment for this top 11 race. We'll report in on the results here as we come in. Pepsi's also a SpongeBob plug-and-play runner. Yeah, true. These are facts. Okay. Chris also gets keyless. Wow, I think that's 4 for 4 on keyless. Good work, everybody. Great stuff. That's not an easy strat, and it's risky to go for it. Second death or so. You just don't want to fail it. Pepsi is going to be the first of this group of 4 to finish. GG's to Pepsi for winning the stream race. Good going. Chonny not far behind. Maybe 15 seconds or so. On the escape sequence. Owning Death's on the button. Chris not far behind. They're very evenly spaced, all these runners, actually. Pepsi just got a PB? Unreal. GG Pepsi. That's what you love to see about this tournament. You do see just tons of PBs. Because more or less what's happening is people are just doing this race, or doing this run over and over. And so, you know, you're basically just getting some reset PB attempts. 1 second off PB for Chonny. Wow, GG's everyone. GG's. Owning third in this group of 4 to finish. Chris doing the escape just as owning finishes. Pepsi with a very strong showing. Wow, 1917. Wow. Yeah, PBing under tournament pressure when you're on stream, that's huge. And Chris, finishing up as well. GG's to Chris. All these runners did quite well. I want to say that they were all, you know, from Pepsi to Chris, that was probably about a minute. Pretty close all together. Let's take a look at standings here for this one. Quentin looks, or Beater still finished. Very strong showing from all these runners. It looks like, wow. So Jay's going to be out at 10th with a 2103. GG's to J-Bug. 2103 not cutting it. We might actually have times were. Because Crew looks like he got a 2102 and Jay got a 2103. Just a second separating the two. We might have to retime that and see. I'm going to ping them in the Discord and see. So GG's Jankmo again, 3 for 3 on the wins. Another dub. 1817. Silver with a 1913. Jankmo just holding on to really commanding performance so far. All the way through. All the way through. All right, Jay reporting in on the Discord, 2103 final time. We're just finalizing the results here. GG's to all these runners. We have one more race for today. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I am, again, warm_ham, former any% and dark ending runner of this game. And it is such a joy to continue to participate in the community by putting this together twice a year. This is a really fun way to stay involved and just see all the new folks catching up with old friends as well from many moons ago. So it's an honor and a privilege to be doing this with you all today. So Crew confirms final time 2102. Yep. So Jay, unfortunately, going to be out at 10th. So that's going to be, and Beetlejuice finishing up with a 24-22. Again, full time so far, over 25 minutes. Extremely well played from all of these folks. And we have a top 9. We have JC with a nice PB, 1970. chonny24, coming in with a sub 20, 1942. Breed 12 AM. Squeeze, Owning Death, chriss97, and Crew is our du jour. All right, I'm going to finalize these results and get the girl hand. Start 4. Let's get right into it, folks. We're going to get our top 8. Just a couple minutes. Hang tight.